An otter, an otter. I'm actually retracing my steps now because I've lost my phone. Cheers. Hello there. How are you keeping today? It's a bit blustery, isn't it? But it's good. Welcome to Tiree. So I'm just walking through Scarinish, which is the main sort of dwelling area here on Tiree, having come over on the ferry this morning from Auburn. Set off at 7 o'clock this morning and arrived here via Col at just after 11 o'clock. So all good. It's very exciting. It's good to have you along. So the plan is I'm going to spend the next 4 days and 3 nights doing a clockwise loop of this island, which is 15 miles long and 3 miles across, and the loop will be just short of 40 miles if I follow the route and I can find the route which I'm planning to take. If you've not already guessed, it's very windy and it's a cheeky one. It's a northeasterly, so I'm heading south and I'm going to try find myself a secluded protected bay to camp tonight, which is around about 9 miles. So that's my goal for this afternoon. I'm also going to be dodging forecast rain, so it's actually meant to be raining now, so if we can keep ourselves dry, although I think it's raining over there near the sea, we can count ourselves lucky. Right, we'll plod on a little bit further down this road to the next settlement and I can give you an idea of what the plan is over the next 4 days. Leaving the road now and going to head down onto a beach. Well, if you're going to step off the road, you may as well step onto a beautiful beach like this. I don't know how long this beach is, but it's a very, very, very long way. So I'm going to continue to take this beach, which should take me near as damn it into a village called Crossapole. And I don't know what's there, we shall have a look when we're going through, but it's a good start, even if that sky is looking very angry. Back off the road again now onto another beach, and this beach is going to bring me out, excuse the pronunciation, close to a settlement called Ballamartine. If I see anybody I'll check the pronunciation, but we'll call it that for now. Wind's still going but the rain's off. Quite coping with this wind up until rain started to mix in with it. Woo, woo. It was forecast and I'm not a million miles away from the area where I'm hoping to camp. I'm just on the outskirts of this small settlement now. I'll be through that in a few seconds and then head down to the, I think it's the southwest coast, and hopefully a little bit of protection from this wind while it blows itself out. I'm guessing that's all stocked up with seed when the season gets going proper. I'm not too far from Hinish now, and kind of hoping that I'm going to be trying to find somewhere to shelter and try and get this tent pitched up. I don't know if the wind's moving earlier or not, but it is meant to blow itself out from the north and then turn southerly, but that was meant to happen overnight, so it's alright as long as we find somewhere to camp. It shouldn't be a problem, but I could do with it out of the wind. All pitched up now. Cracking spot. A little bit too close to edge, but we're not going to go too far from that tent, are we, tonight? Pretty tired now, but a lovely spot. All things being equal now, this wind should spin around overnight and drop down and become a southerly, and then the idea is I'm going to go around the bottom end of this island then, and then I'll, whilst at the northeasterly wind behind me coming out, when I start to go back up the island tomorrow, it should be warmer and behind me, and altogether a very nice thing. Right there, welcome back. It's just after 7 PM and I'm done and dusted now. I had a bit of a broken night last night with the hotel fire alarm going off, and I was up very early anyway. So it's a busy little island. I think there's 650 inhabitants, and there were a fair bit of road walking throughout that 9 mile today, and there were a lot of cars, a lot of vehicles, tractors and the like, but all waving and all being pleasant, that kind of stuff. Right, I'm going to go to sleep now because I've had enough, and I shall see you all in the morning for the new. Good morning. How are you today? Good. Me? Absolutely amazing, thank you very much. 11 phenomenal hours sleep last night. I'm in a great place. So leaving camp now, and this section's pathless, so it's just a case of finding my way through these rocks, but it does lead to what looks like another path. Certainly on the on the trail I've plotted. So that cheeky northerly wind's gone, thank you very much. And we've got this southerly now. An otter, an otter. Well, that were a treat, wasn't it? I hope you picked that up on the GoPro. That was a big, big otter. Looks like it slipped away. I've popped down to the sea to see if I could see where it had gone, but... Good morning, Tiree. I thought this was meant to be a flat island. Ooh, it's tired me out climbing up from that camping spot. I shall take a photograph of that, because I think well, that's up there with one of the best spots I think I've camped in. And you just sleep so well, you know. I mean, once you get over the fact that you're perched high above the ocean and one trip over a guy line stumbling around in the night and you could find yourself wet, it's just the noise of the ocean. It just absolutely zonks me. And that otter, that was lovely. And I've just seen a sea eagle a few minutes ago. I don't know where it's disappeared, but if I can catch it, it's all here. It is all here. What a lovely, lovely morning it is. Right, I need to see if I can find this trail and rejoin it. Let's get on. I managed to get myself down to a gate now, and well, looks like gravel pits or something, doesn't it? I mean, it kind of makes sense being on the coast, but it also signifies buildings and a track. So it appears I've come from croft site number 10, which I don't know, I haven't seen any buildings or passed any on this side, so does anybody know what this means? Right, I've turned right. I'm going to head up towards this golf ball and I'll get you a quick look before it disappears. I'm assuming it's a radar station. But anyway, it's a short excursion, and whilst here we shall go and have a look. Looks like a football, not a golf ball. And it's spectacular, isn't it? But it really does offer spectacular views as well, and you can see there in the distance where I came from yesterday and down through those two huge beaches. You can just see from here just how flat it is. And that'll be where I'm heading to later today. Wow, that is flat. crossed over the peninsula now from that last beach over to this beach. I think by the time I've finished this circular, I'll have taken in most, if not all, of the major beaches, and it's going to be very, very, very difficult to decide on which beach is the best beach on Tiree. But this is a good one. Beautiful, isn't it? I'm tempted to take a lunch break, you know, and dip my feet in the briny. Back onto pasture now, sheep and coos. Kinda, well, it's dunes, but sand dunes, but it looks very fertile. Anyway, we're going on here for probably another 20 minutes or so, and then the next beach. Drop down onto another beach now. So I'm going to try follow this beach round the headland onto another one, and it just keeps me off the road, but we'll have to see how it goes. It looks like the tide's coming in, so we'll see how it goes, but there's always a bailout over the dunes. And as for this beach, well, it's alright. We've seen better, haven't we? This is a good beach. This is very, 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 very beautiful. I'm liking this one a lot. So I had a little bit of a break a short period ago and just had a video call with board woman, and everything's okay at home as well, so that's all good. And it appears that it's a reasonably clear day back at Arica as well, so maybe Scotland's bathing in this beautiful sunshine, and I hope it is. Leaving that beach now. Beautiful. I don't know if you can pick it up, but can you see the radar station? So that's where we were this morning, wasn't we? And that was a good hour or so into the hike. So we're doing well. We're doing very well. So a little bit of overlanding now, away from this beautiful coastline, but I don't think we're going to be overlanding for much, because I'm led to believe, if my route serves me right, and it has so far, that we've another beach to wander down. So let's see what we can find. I'm actually retracing my steps now because I've lost my phone. Now the good news is, it wasn't long ago that I had it out, so I'm hoping I don't have to walk too far to find it. Wish me luck. Too smart for me own good there. Found it, as you can see. Now the good news is that this is waterproof. The even better news is it looks like the actual tide's going out a bit, and that has properly saved my bacon as that. I've just had a pop over to have a look at that beach, That was going to be an option. If it had been sand similar to the ones that we've been on, I would have done it, but it's a stony one, so I'm going to stick to this grass track now, going through these dunes. And I think with I don't know, 4 or 5 miles left to do today, it makes for something different underneath my feet. Changing scenery as well. I need to clear my mind of nearly losing my phone. I'm getting over it now, but that were a close call. That'd have been an interesting one. And next mile or so I'm going to figure out what I would have done without any numbers or ability to make a call. And what would you have done? For a first, put it into the comments. If you're out on one of these trails on an island 4 hours away from anywhere and everything's on your phone, everything, what would you have done? Put your comments below. I'm back down near the beach again now, so this is me looking for a camp. But there's many humans about, which is only to be expected, but on the right side of the cows, that's for certain. I'm just going to wander down here, see if I can find somewhere reasonably discreet to put my tent and then relax. All pitched up now at the end of the day, and it's been a brilliant day, really. Very good, a nice mixture of terrains. Setting off this morning with that otter, what a way to start a day. It were going to have to be special to better that, and well, it didn't. I saw seagull, but I wasn't quick enough to get my camera out, but never mind. But a nice mixture of terrains and a bit of road walking. There's nothing wrong with that. It gets a bit of pace going, doesn't it? And well, it's just been beautiful, hasn't it? The weather's just played ball. The beaches have been fantastic, no complaints whatsoever, and I've managed to get myself a cracking little picture as well. Just having a cup of coffee. Oh, we'd have something a little bit more stronger, but as I am in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the sea, there's not a lot on offer. But as long as we've got coffee and sights like that, I think we'll be okay. And just when you thought that no more excitement could happen, I've just done my civic duty and helped rescue a stranded ewe off the beach. So I'm almost an islander now. I think it's going to be an absolute stonking sunset. There's not a great deal to see where the sun's going down. I've got a time lapse going, but the clouds behind I think are going to be lit up beautifully. Wonderful, wonderful end to a day. And there you go. The sun sets on an absolutely fantastic day. Come back into my tent now, sunset's gone. And close the door. I'm getting eyeballed by a gang of lambs, which is a bit disconcerting. Time for food now for a hungry hiker. Let's see what we've got for tonight. It may or may not surprise you, but it's a mugshot, Ben's rice, pepperoni and some sausage. And after a long day, it's magic. Morning! I'm brewing up. How are you keeping today? Oof. Good, good. Me too, I'm alright. Decent night's sleep. Woke up by farmer coming past early this morning because they work bloody unsociable hours, but that's absolutely fine. Oh, right. Welcome to day 3. Right, that's me away from camp now and just walking through this farmland. Do you like the eye protection? No? I think I look like something off Star Wars. But you're right, there's a sheep and 2 horses back there that say I look like a Anyway, they're stopping my eyes from streaming, and to be honest, on this very flat windy island, I don't care. So anyway, I don't know much about today, to be honest. I didn't research this in great detail, but I think it's same as before, mixture of on and off road. I don't think there's a great deal to see. I don't think there's many villages, if any, I pass through, so we'll just see where it takes us. But basically we're walking right up the north coast now, and well, all's good. First job is try find some water. I've just been stopped nasty for wanting a lift by a chap, and I said no, I was okay, but I was on the hunt for water, if you knew where anyone, and I suggested going back to the lock and back there, and he said I wouldn't drink that water if I were you. The actual trail I'm meant to be going through is very agricultural, some pretty big coos in the field, and there's this beach just below, so it seemed to make complete sense to drop down on here. Just enough sand to walk on. I'm not 100% certain I'm going in the right direction, but I've avoided the nosy coos and I'm actually in their land now. And whilst there was a little bit of interest, they seemed to be happy to let me go on my way. I've got some followers, new subscribers. It's not the best looking water I've ever had. I don't know what it tastes like, but it's water and I'm having some. Well, it's looking like it's raining over my right shoulder, which is not so good, so I'm going to get a move on. So this part of this trail is very much off the beaten track path. There's I haven't seen any footprints or anything for a good, well, since I left the road. There are these faint sheep tracks running through it, which are for the most sticking close to the line I plotted before coming here, and they're working well. The cows have chose to use them as well, which is making it a bit rocky and rolly underfoot, but closely mown by the sheep, compacted by the coos, and dry because we're coastal and therefore there's quite a bit of sand underneath. Makes for pleasant and reasonably swift hiking. So, and that rain staying off, so all good. The trick with this thing is, if you're going to do this, and this is a bit of free advice here, if you're going to do it clockwise, the circuit of Tiree, you won't go wrong if you keep the seat to your left. Top tip. So it looks like the area I've just come through is a protected area, and it's the Tiree wetlands, and I can attest to that. The last mile have been a little bit squelchy, but it's been okay. I mean, we've had it fairly simple so far, haven't we? And it wasn't wet as last time we were out, was it? But anyway, it would also appear that I've walked past a couple of Tiree's landmarks, you see, and this is the bit where I should have done more research, and for that I apologise. But I've missed the Tiree ringing stone, which apparently is 2 or 3 miles back there. I must have walked past it. Anyway, it's a stone that's made of something slightly different, that when you hit it, it makes a ringing. It's like a tin sound. It's got like a hollow sound to it, but if I can find something on Tinterweb to put up now, I will. And then the other thing that I've just walked past is Dunmore of Vaughan. Now this is Vaughan, so this is the area of Vaughan, and Dunmore was basically a round fortification, and I'm going to basically leave you here with this sign to explain again what we've walked past. You're just going to have to use your imaginations. I apologise. Anyway, onwards and upwards. There's a nice little bothy here of some sort, or, well, I don't know, it looks like a bothy, but it's locked, unfortunately. That would have been a nice place to sit and have a little lunch, wouldn't it? And some old ruins here as well. It is a very nice place, actually. I might sit down and have a snack. I've got a potential option which I didn't plan on, but it looks like there's a hotel maybe a mile or so, mile off route, something like that, off trail, and if that's the case, and it being a Saturday, they might do fish and chips. Sea's a beautiful, beautiful colour. Lovely place to live. Harsh in winter, no doubt. Stonking views. I've rung them up. I said, do you do fish and chips? We do. We do. Now I know that there's one or two of you out there that are going to be tickled by this. I can almost imagine you now getting ready to burst out laughing. Well, I get to the hotel, it looks all fine and dandy and very quiet, no cars in the car park. What's going on here? I actually walked up to the hotel, walked in, nothing, all the lights are off. So I'm stood in the reception of this hotel and then notice there's a sign on the door and this sign says closed all winter. If you want reservations, rooms and food, you need to go to the Scarinish Hotel, which is further past the ferry terminal. For goodness sake. I knew I couldn't smell fish and chips. I couldn't smell it. I walk in a fruit cart, but I can't smell any fish and chips. Right, as I've walked this road twice now, and I'm going to walk it again in the morning to go back to the ferry, I'm going to walk further up this beach and, well, I'm going to look for home, because time and tide waits for no man when he ain't got his fish and chips. I'm going back to my route, going back to my route, yeah. I know it's a long way, and it's a long way back to the ferry in the morning, but there's a lovely beach around there. It's better than this, and I should get a bit more shelter from this wind. And it's only an hour's walk. All good footsteps. Who's counting, eh? Come on. So I've seen greens with fences around them before and gates into them, and I like the idea of the short flag pin. That makes sense in the winds, but that had an electric wire around it. That must be to stop sheep from jumping over the top, maybe. I think that adds a little bit more excitement to the game. Do you think so? Electric fences. Yes, it could be the future. Got the girls out cutting the grass. Right, I'm done. I've got to this big beach here, and time's it now? Don't know what time it is. Bear with me, caller. 4 o'clock. So back on the other side of the island. Not a million, probably about 2 hours walk from the ferry terminal for tomorrow morning. And pitched up in the dunes. I don't know if you can see my tent, but it's a good spot, and I'm just going to go and have a wander down onto this beach. Well, it's been a lovely day, hasn't it? It's been a fantastic 3 days, really. I mean, apart from that couple of hours of rain on the end of day one, it's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I think it's always going to be windy here, isn't it? And you can tell. I mean, there's not. I don't think there's a tree on the island anywhere. There's some pretty sizable shrub hedges around people's gardens to offer them some protection, but not a tree in sight. It must be very, very exposed during winter. But a beautiful island, and nearly got the whole circular done, had it not been for you know what, and what never happened. I'm going to have fish and chips when I get home, that's an absolute guarantee. But again, it's been really nice, and the circular is doable. I mean, there's a couple of areas where you have to go through cow fields and whatnot, but I mean, a stern word, and they'll soon leave you be and all that kind of stuff. And the sheep were friendly, weren't they? And the otter, we saw the sea otter, which was fantastic. Really nice. Saw a couple of sea eagles, but didn't get the camera out in time. And much bird life. I mean, I'm not an ornithologist or anything like that, so I don't know what they were, but I certainly know what oyster catchers were this morning at about 6:30 before the farmer came trucking round. But I can't recommend it highly enough, and if you get weather like this, do it. I mean, it'd be a great island to cycle round, but you need to be mindful of the wind. And you know, you don't need to bring a car, do you, everywhere? Get an e-bike. But lovely. Be nice to bring Mrs. Boardman back. Right, that's me done. I'm going to head back to my tent now and just relax and listen to a little bit of the radio, and then I'll get some tea. I need an early night tonight because I've got an early ferry and I've got a couple hours walk in the morning to get to it. So I'm just keeping an eye on the ferry timetables, because last time I was on an island the ferry times changed. Come on. And for my last night, I have got roast chicken pasta mugshot, and that's in around about 250ml of water. Some chopped smoked pork sausage from Mattison's, just like that. We've got a fiery hot pepperoni chopped up, and then this cheeky little number which I've never had before, which is Ben's original one-pan creation. It's an Indian biryani style, so that's a proper fusion tonight. And the perfume from this biryani is just incredible. It smells amazing. What a way to finish this trip off. Right, I'm going to get stuck in. See you soon. Good morning, everybody. How are you today? Very good. Yes, me too. To say I had a long night, it was a very restful night, and I actually thought we're going to bed so early that I'd be waking up at all times of the morning and all that kind of stuff. I fell asleep. I was laid there listening to the radio. Boom, I were out, and then I think I woke up and it was, well, there was a star show going, so I put star shows on. And here I am. It's 8 o'clock. I've got about an hour. I've packed most of my stuff up. I'm just drying the tent out. And then I've got about an hour before I have a wander back to the ferry, which I've checked online and everything seems to be okay, so everything's running well, and head back to mainland Scotland. Right, I'm going to finish this coffee up and then we'll pick this up when we're heading back towards the ferry. See you soon. So Tiree, another amazing island, and I think I'm right in saying, I think I've mentioned this already, this is the outermost of the inner Hebridean islands. So, and then I've wanted to do this ever since I went to Col, which again, I'll put a link onto the end of this video for you to watch that if you've not seen it. That's a fantastic video. Again, similar weather. So I've loved it. It's been kind of 3 good nights and very mixed terrain, a lot of warmth from the people. You always seem to get a wave. It's always really nice. It's rare that they don't acknowledge you, and I think that's important when you're on these small single lane roads, that, you know, it's just nice that they don't look down the nose at you. One thing to note, if you are thinking about coming out and backpacking Tiree, water, it's a problem. So there's very little of it, and what there is quite murky. I'm not one of these for knocking on people's doors, you know. They'll probably jump out of the chair thinking they've won the postcode lottery or something like that, only to find me doorstepping and asking for a drink of water. But so plan and think about it. Bring your filters, bring your tablets and all that kind of stuff, and then you'll be absolutely fine. But other than that, all good. Right, enough of me. That's me done. If you've watched this so far, thank you very, very much as always for following me. I don't know where I'm going to pop up next, but it may be another island. Let's see. Give us a thumbs up, because they're important to me, never mind bloody YouTube. And well, I'll see you on the next one. Bye for the now.